Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry,
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
you couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
Otto Richter murdered my mother, and Mycroft covered it up.
Killed, not murdered.
Whisked me away from this place, buried me in schoolwork, and left the past to rot.
And you needed a way to cope, so I helped.
You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock,
What?
are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. The truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it.
Sherlock? What
What are you doing?
You kept me in the dark and kept your actions quiet. You enabled Richter and his untested quackery for far too long. And worse, you wanted to lock up our mother.
I wanted to give you a chance at normalcy, childhood. There was no changing what happened, no good to come of dwelling in the past.
It was lies upon lies. Otto Richter was trying to save her, but you decided he deserved to take the fall. Is that justice?
The big picture,
I hate you.
Sherlock. The big picture. Perhaps Richter was not responsible for her fit of rage, but his treatment led inexorably to that
Correct.
moment. You were so fragile. I could not... I just couldn't. I chose us over him.
You know, for once I believe you. Perhaps now that the truth is out, I can actually do what you had hoped. Leave it all in the past.
Good. You have your whole life ahead of you, Sherlock. It is time you got on with it.
I was worried there for a minute, Sherry. Really
So was
worried.
I.
I didn't want to hurt you. What's so funny?
I am talking to myself, John. I think I was hurt regardless.
But we made a good team, eh? Explored every inch of this place
No, we
together.
didn't.
Helped a lot of people. Terrorized a few
Yep,
too. I
yep, definitely
suppose.
that one.
I think I may go so far as to say, Sherry, that I have not lived wholly in vain.
So that's it. It's over.
You've opened every door, Sherry. Faced the past you locked away. You don't need me anymore.
I know. I will miss you all the same. I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
Goodbye, John. are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Werner? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for
What?
his
Where
end?
did that come from?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
My goodness, that's creepy.
You really are beautiful.
Okay, because I didn't do side stuff, I feel like I've missed an awful lot there. I have no idea what that picture's for or about.
My brother returned to London soon after our disagreement. He enrolled at Cambridge University, but attends only the rare classes that hold his interest. I hear he took employment at a hospital laboratory, obsessing over his experiments. I suppose he seeks solace in the empirical truth of a chemical
Yeah, makes
test.
sense.
I am afraid for him. His evenings are spent alone, solving citizens' menial mysteries to pass the time. And I suspect he is growing paranoid. One of my agent's vehicles recently ignited during a surveillance operation. She was lucky to get out alive. There is only one man who could orchestrate such a feat. Or perhaps two. I saved my brother. He will never forgive me.
Oh, is this...
I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
I think... Is that Watson? Studying Scarlet at the beginning. Oh my goodness, it looks like John. He looks like John. His name is John, so...
How far, bruises may be produced after death? How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Share a house.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
Okay, I like that. I like that ending. Oh, credits. I don't know why this was open world. That has been my main primary complaint for this, is it didn't need to be open world. They could have gone, here's the case, here's this part of the case, get the evidence. Or maybe you could jump backwards and forwards within a case. And then you come back to the manor and do a little thing there. It didn't have to be open world. Because when you have open world, you then have to populate the world. And if you populate the world, then you're spending time developing those things rather than the main part of the game, which are the primary cases. And I think, yeah, that's something that I think was I think like Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, which is fairly similar to this in structure and gameplay, I think was a lot better because it was more focused. It had, here are the cases we're going to do, and then work through those in a very logical, and then was very focused on those. Whereas in this, they have to have, oh, we're doing open world, so that means we have to have more little cases that you do, and that might be why they put in combat, because then there's more things that they can throw around the world. I think if they took out the combat and simplified the costume system, so you didn't have to buy things, Holmes just had them and you just had to choose what you needed, I think it would have been a better... I think it would have been a better game. It would have been tighter and more focused on what it was supposed to be. I quite like... I'm not sure... Right, I liked Watson appearing at the end. I think that's word for word A Study in Scarlet, where they meet. That scene, which I really do like. That makes me fun. But at the same time, then, they do things like make Mycroft this very busy, outgoing fellow who's running around, and he's got loads of agents, when in the book he's this very lazy, introverted fellow who doesn't really like people or leaving the house. Yeah, wasn't fond of that. There were other things that I was going to talk about, and then I went off on a different tangent, and now I can't remember. I've talked about combat, I've talked about that. Oh, Vern Vogel being Klaus Richter came out of nowhere. Other than the fact that Klaus Richter's on the island, I don't think we really heard much about him. And then, oh, it's Vern Vogel. And that feels like one of those situations where... Oh, Werner Vogel, sorry. That that feels like one of those moments of he's the only other character you've met that it could be, which I'm not fond of. Really, that seemed a bit odd, and the kind of idea of like breaking Holmes down, I don't think that makes sense for any of his actions. It felt like a bit of a twist for the sake of having a twist. Yeah, I think this is a good game. I just don't think it's necessarily a really good Sherlock Holmes game. And I think, and I've commented on it repeatedly, in this credits, is I think trying to go open world hampered it and harmed it, because I don't think there was as much they could do with that. I think they're redoing Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, and having it a bit more in this style, and padding it out. So there we go, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, coming soon. So it may well be that they're going with a more focused style there, with this version of Holmes and Watson that we've got. That might be interesting to see. I don't know if I'll do it. I don't know if I'll get it and let's play it. If I do, it obviously won't be 100% blind, because I've done the original. I've done the original on this channel. I hope that won't be open world. I don't know how they could do that open world, and I hope they won't do combat, which admittedly I don't think would fit a more kind of creepy Cthulhu-based game. So yeah, I think if this game had focused on the main plot and made those a little bit better and a bit, yeah, I think it would have been more. If they focused on those more, I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better if they also took up the combat. But that's my view. It's been good. It's been good in general. I have enjoyed this. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what comes next. I do have a few more Sherlock Holmes games, but of course we'll see what people on Patreon say as to comes next. So we'll leave it in their hands, but we'll find out next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.